Did this break make you feel relaxed?
No.
Started bawling?
Yeah. I fully bawled.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Welcome to the MOMOS. My nominee for this award would be Vedu Lamba.
What a chomu. I would like to throw Mr. Ranveer Alabadia in the mix.
Ooh.
I think no one does it better than Ranveer. I want to throw Tanmay Bhatt in the mix. Why?
Why?
Hi, what's up? We're back.
Welcome back, guys. It's been over a month.
Yeah.
Did this break make you feel relaxed?
No.
I was very relaxed.
Dude, I had such a good thing going. I went back to Delhi and I was like, okay, hustle culture. Like, this is my tiny break, but I'm so back when I'm back. And then I was on holiday just like, I think 2 days too long. And in those 2 days, I got my period and my life fell apart. Like, I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing happening. Basically, same as last year. I'm childless. My financial security is in the air. And woo! And I am fatter than I was in December. So
Same.
yeah.
Same, but two of those things I don't mind. Like the childless thing
And the fatter thing.
The financial thing. But no, you know what it is? If you stop working for 1 year, God forbid, you never want to work again, which is why I don't want to work. It's because I've never worked. Like, it's horrible. But in the new year, I have decided to be more proactive with work. And we are 9 days in, and I have been more
That's true.
proactive
That's
as
true.
much as she wants to make
That
faces.
is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I am really shocked and honored are the two words I would like to put together to see Sakshi messaging on groups, to have calls happen that she has like put together, and it's mad.
To be fair, the rest of the team works together on multiple projects, and most of the conversations happen off the groups. So it's not that I wasn't involved. It's just that the communication was like, whatever.
Okay.
Let bygones be bygones.
How was your last year, New Year? What's happening?
Honestly, I thought I would be more free, but then I forgot that this was like a second thing. I was like, once Moss is like on break, I'll have so much time. But then I had other stuff going, so I didn't like relax. But also, I feel like it was good for me because I still didn't get out of the house. I was working from home, and I hate getting out of my house. And I thought a lot about like life.
Relax.
Yeah, my eyes are
Calm down.
It's my third coffee.
How was Alia's wedding?
Oh, okay. So it was really, really fun. I feel like it's one of the most like loved up weddings I've been to, because a lot of people get married, but they're not like in love.
Don't know
But
about that. Yeah.
I wasn't at that wedding. But yeah, so it was like really nice. There were a lot of happy tears, etc., etc. But I was personally going through something in my personal life, so I was not there fully. But you know, my 4-month depression has come to an end with the new year.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I have to agree.
I have no grandparents left to.
I'm so happy to have you part of that team as well.
Woo!
Welcome to the grandfatherless group.
My grandfather's been dead for a long time.
Sorry, that's a grandparentless group. Clearly, the patriarchy lives in me. Anyway, I also went for a wedding, and it was in Sri Lanka, and it was a complete like mental roller coaster, because it's all of my friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and when I met them is when I realized how much time has passed. I'm like, we have lived completely different lives. I am in a completely different place in my life. And every time I sat down to catch up with somebody, all different friends of mine would come and be like, "Kya podcast chal raha hai yahan pe?" Every time Naina sitting with them, they look like they're having a heart-to-heart. And I was not having any heart-to-heart. I'm just
You
like,
can really tell these plebs are like, oh, why don't you make content? No, I'm actually Like, this is a boring conversation. This is not a podcast.
The cute thing is that from being from Delhi, like none of my friends are in this industry, right? Like no one is a content creator or an actor or anything by a mile. So they get lots of shits and gigs from like just pulling my leg.
Fair.
So every time I came for breakfast, they would clap and they would be like, oh, is that Naina Bhan? Is that Naina Bhan? And I was like, okay, this is cute, but it's fucking irritating. I also think that my friends don't know what I do for a living and it looks really easy. And
Yeah.
it is. But like when you do something
We
for
make
12
it look
yeah, we
easy.
make it look easy. We make it
It's
look
really hard.
easy. But I have to say, like going to the wedding, again, going through some personal stuff on my end also, and going for a wedding and just being trapped in a destination wedding where your mental health is on a roller coaster is really difficult.
Yeah.
Because everyone's so happy and you are going through so many emotions.
You're a pessimist.
Dude, so the thing, obviously I kept it together the entire time, and the love for the couple transcended everything else I was going through. But then the bride's dad gave a speech and I died. And
Started bawling.
yeah, I fully bawled, and then literally, yeah, it was too sweet, man. But the one really amazing thing that I found there, and then after that I thought of all you girls sitting in this room, was that the bride's best friend gave a speech, and that girl, Zia, if you listen to this podcast, you are a friend that every woman should have. Like, the speech was so beautiful, and it was about like, you know, just like living life together, but like challenging each other and trying to like really show up for your friends. And I realized that I had a lot of like shitty friendships in the past, and that was the kind of relationship that I had really ached for my whole life. And I think the last 3 years I've really tried to make those kinds of friends, and it has changed my life for the better. So I would like urge anybody to find the right set of friends, like even if it means you're friendless.
No.
No.
Have some filler people. Like, they maybe they don't be the Zia at your wedding, but you need some people. You need like fluff.
See, musty people is fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with musty people, but don't like tell them your entire life story. Don't depend on them for life advice. This is what I would say. Musty people do musty with. If you don't have friends, listen to this podcast. Send in your like, you know, problems. We'll talk
This
about
is
it.
worse than Aryan's plugs to listen to the podcast. Be friendless, but listen to the pod. The
No.
whole truth.
Dude, okay. I'm going to be very candid, okay?
Okay, go for it.
There was a time when I was like on the eve of my wedding, okay? I was really scared.
Yeah.
And I was just like really going through it. And it was also COVID. And I realized that I had no one to turn to. Like, I didn't know who to call to have a conversation.
Oh, fuck.
And of course, there were people there who had done the choreographies and we were all dancing together. But did I feel close enough to any of them to like be like, listen, I'm really freaking out right now. And what advice or comfort can you offer me right now that would really help? And there was not one person there. And I'm a really social person and I'm friendly and amicable. But I think it was like a combination of I'm so self-reliant that I think I don't even need friendship to support me. That is such an L, because when I was in that moment, a good friend would have literally been the thing that did it.
Avoided so much paperwork.
But now, on the other side, I'm really happy to say that, like, through whether it was Delhi, through working out, or here through the podcast, and just going back and revisiting old friendships, that you're like, okay, is there something here or is there something not here? Can we show up for each other? Can we nourish each other? Is this, like, I like to equate friendship to like fast food. So like, is your friendship like a McDonald's where you're eating fries and it feels good, or is it like a smoothie and an avocado
Is it
salad?
air fried bindi
Yeah,
kurkure?
exactly. And I only want smoothies in my life.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's what I was feeling.
I
So I
love
feel like
that.
coming into the new year, I'm shedding like all the connections that feel like an effort
She
for the
blocks
wrong
me.
reasons.
Well, that is so great that you've had this revelation. Like, even I did like a girls trip to Bali with a friend of mine, where we both went through breakups this year of a relationship that we thought would manifest into something more, like Kya keh rahe? But yeah, so then we like went for dinner, and then we told each other things in our relationship where earlier if she would have asked me, I would have been like, everything's great, everything's amazing, like we're so in love. But then we like really went and dissected the conversations and been like, oh, I wish this had happened, I wish that had happened. But when we were in the thick of it, we were just so embarrassed. Like, it's so embarrassing to say that you're having relationship problems, but everyone's having the same problems. Like, no one's house is like
Yeah,
perfect.
okay. And I feel like a lot of like boyfriends and partners really think that, I think there's this thing that, okay, you should keep your dirty laundry to yourself and don't share what's happening in the relationship. But I am not convinced by that. I think like your friends or the people close to you know enough that, okay, everything that you share with them is with a pinch of salt, right?
Yeah.
But you need to tell them your problems.
Yeah, like I feel like when you're like 15 and you like give even like a very chotu problem in a relationship to your best friend's like, oh, you should leave him.
Yeah.
But at 28, when like my own house is on fire, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna give objective opinions. So I don't think I would ever judge a friend for having relationship problems. So I feel like that transparency only took me almost 28 years to realize.
28 is very little time, so it's
Thank you.
great. Dude, I have this one friend, Tara, who listens to the podcast. So,
She's just
hi.
doing shout outs today.
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, so she's one person that I like to reach out to for advice or just to tell her my life's issues because I know she's going to tell me I'm an idiot. Like, I just know,
I
and I'm
could
going
do
to
that.
take it. I'm like, okay, she is going to tell me, no matter how much I know in the situation, I'm right and it feels
Yeah.
right. I know the minute I tell her, she's going to be like, but listen, you're fucking stupid. So, and I really appreciate that. I think it's also like having an enablerist friend who tells you, yeah, oh my God, dump him, he's a fucking loser, is
I
great.
feel like it depends on the moment. Like, you
Yeah.
know what kind of advice you want, and then like the thing is, I'm only going to go to the dump him friend when I already want to dump him.
Fair.
Like, and I'm only going to go to the rash. Like, each friend has a place in society.
Yeah.
That's why I think
A
you should keep the
place in
balance.
society.
That's my new way of talking
Fair.
in the new year.
Let me tell you what happened to a friend of mine.
What's up?
Okay, so I have a friend who is now living in the States and she's doing a master's. She's a little, sorry to say this, down bad right now, okay? So I mean, living abroad is really isolating. The 7% of our audience who lives abroad knows. It is really isolating and you don't have friends. And when you come from like a...
Sorry.
when you come from a slightly, like, I would say like privileged background in India and then you have to go to the rest of the world and then you don't feel privileged anymore. It's
You have
the
to buy your
worst.
own groceries. Ramu Bhaiya is not going to get them.
More than anything, it's like, you know, when you walk into a club and you can just enter and you're like, yeah, this entry is like, yeah, of course I can enter this club. But when you're abroad and you're like, please, could you...
Excuse me. Yeah.
How much is the drink? I think I'll have water.
Humbling.
It's too humbling.
Yeah.
So she hasn't been able to find a good set of friends that she can like, you know, like bury a body friends.
Yeah.
She hasn't been able to, she's kind of struggling with work. And then, so anyway, all of this to say that she went for this networking event, my favorite thing in the world. And she meets this guy. And through conversation, they find out that this guy and her have a father connection, that their fathers used to work at the same office. And they're like,
Okay.
oh my God, wow. And he's like, you know, I'm getting married in 2-3 weeks. So they are chatting. And then the fathers have connected in India. And they're like, shadi ke liye aao, aana to padega. All this is happening. So you're like, okay, vetted. This guy is vetted. My father knows his father. That means absolutely nothing. But anyway, we'll find out. So this guy afterwards tells her like, okay, you come for a party. I'm going down the week. We can catch up and hang out and stuff. So she's like, yeah. She's like, okay, vetted by my parents and I need friends. So I don't mind. So closer to the day, he's like, so we should pregame. So she's like, okay, where do you want to meet? He's like, okay, why don't I come to your house? She's like, I don't, whatever, but I'm kind of shifting right now. It's dilapidated, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He's like, nee, it's all good. It's all good. We'll get a quick drink and we'll leave. Guy shows up and they're chatting. And he's like, so did you think that it was weird that I asked you to come for the party later? She's like, no. She's like, oh, because it was quite a scandal. So she's like, why? He's like, well, you know, do you think that I was hitting on you? And she's like, no. And he's like, but I was. And she's like, but you are getting married and we've just been invited. He's like, yeah, no, it's totally cool. My fiance knows. We have an open thing. See, she had a whole phase in her life, but since I was studying hard and I was doing engineering and then I did my MBA and this, I have never had a whole phase. And before the wedding, this is an itch I want to scratch, and everything's okay.
I don't want to be someone's itch.
Yeah. So he's like, I know that the patriarchy within you will make you want to stand up for her, but let me show you, she's in on it. He shows her the chat. The chat says, from the wife, acha, don't fall in love and all, huh? And be safe, use a condom. And then says, she's not that pretty.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
So my friend is like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, this is not happening. So he's like, are you coming to the party later? She's like, no.
What a chomu.
What a chomu.
First of all, how does it matter if his wife is in on it? This girl is unsuspecting victim of this. She's not that I would have broken his phone.
Yeah. Anyway, my friend is too kind. So she asked him to leave and stand outside. And that's a big step for her, because in a previous life, she would have let him wait till his Uber came.
Should have been like, okay, if your wife has said.
So he bounces, and later, of course, he texts her saying, listen, I really appreciate the conversations we've had. And, if you're ever up for edgy talks, hit me up.
I don't think he didn't have a whole face because he was studying too hard. I think he struck out with everyone he's hit on, because he had to go like, oh, actually, I was hitting on you. Like, she didn't even catch on.
But my girlfriend is asking.
My girlfriend asking, will you have sex with me? Yuck.
I think that's where, I think we're very like understanding people.
Yeah.
And if we have like bad blood with anybody, we can say it to your face, or you say it to our face. But the thing that's disrespectful is to be a fucking
You're
keyboard
in my
warrior.
DMs going ke, and then when you see me in person, you're like, आपको बुरा तो नहीं shut up.
Sorry, वो internet के लिए करना
पड़ता है. But you know what? Last year we hated on men a little.
Yeah.
Just a little, just a wee bit.
Yeah.
But this year, I think we're going to appreciate men.
That's true.
And we won an award, by the way. We won an award in the time that we were off.
Yeah, that's true. We won 3 awards last year.
Yeah.
How old is this podcast?
1 year.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Congratulations,
Cute.
you guys. You girls.
Thank you so much. But we have decided to come up with our own awards.
I don't have a name for it.
I was just thinking.
I had one.
Rakhi brother.
No, I had MOMOs. Men of Moment of Silence.
Okay, the MOMOS award.
Yeah.
Welcome to the MOMOS. Anusha Dandekar will not be hosting these awards.
Yeah, I think it was really like the
Humbling.
moment that broke me was when Kulu asked us, so what do you like in men? And we have been for 70 episodes on one track. And I could not think of one thing.
ये तो out of syllabus हो गया.
ज़्यादा out of syllabus हो गया. But I have to say, number one thing I like about men
Cock.
is it's mouth-watering cooking content actually that I love about men.
Sorry.
I love men. I love men. Like, I'm so straight. I love men.
I also love men.
I really like, a lot of my guy friends, what I love about them is that they help me get can-do energy. Like, they are just, I love that men can just do things and just figure it out along the way, and they're not scared. I like that about them.
I like that they're not afraid of being cancelled.
Yeah, that's one way. That's one way of looking at it. Yeah, but I just like that you can just go and have fun, and we can figure out why this is and the patriarchy, blah blah. But kar rahe hai na. And yesterday we were playing pickleball and we sucked at it, and there were so many sorries on the court that we made a rule that every time someone said sorry, they had to take a
run over the court. Yeah.
So that's what I like. I like that they don't have to apologize for not knowing.
Yeah. Have you seen that? Like, if like anytime you feel like you can't do something or this is a bad decision, just know that 20 men in a room came up with the idea for like Golmaal 5 and they were like, whoa, kya kar diya humne? And they spent a lot of money on it.
That's
so
true.
whatever your idea is, just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do the awards.
Thank you, Golmaal 5. Okay, so the first award is the Shirtless Philosopher Award. You know the guy.
Tell me.
The guy that's like always posting shirtless photos, but it's like, oh, this is actually my ice bath or some shit like that. Owning that they just want to show off their body, but it's like, I just happen to not have shirts in my roster
I'm
of
deeper
clothing.
than this.
Yeah. My nominee for this award would be Vedu Lamba. Shout out Vedu, you know you do this. He's always like, it's always like dimly lit and it's never like, oh, this is a shirtless pic. It's like done with yoga at 5 in the morning. Like, you know, it's like, or just practiced a human umbrella or some shit like that. But we know what it is. It's a shirt. It's a thirst trap. Let's call it what it is.
Okay. I would like to throw Mr. Ranveer Alabadia in the mix.
Ooh.
I think no one does it better than Ranveer. I think he's managed to reform his image to be like, you know, just this intellectual. But we know where he started, in fitness. And he had an amazing body and still does to this day. And
And he does it very, very like, oh, this is like crazy, because he'll do his before photo and then suddenly he'll be in a like some serene place with like his Kareya tu bandeya, like, you know, that song in the background, and it's like crazy.
And I think like the success of a shirtless philosopher is that you remember him for his philosophy and not his shirtlessness.
Yeah. I have a Gen Z nominee as well.
Let's go.
Chirag Khanna. You know, because he's not actually shirtless. He's just making a get ready with me.
But where's the philosophy?
Of course, that's the philosophy. The outfit building is the philosophy, because he's like, I just happen to be in Calvin Klein briefs. But actually, please look at my styling, ladies.
But this I have to say, for a lot of people, when you start get ready with me, why do you have to be in your chaddis?
Why not?
Like, it makes sense if the chaddi is part of the styling, right? It's like some vibes there. But like, if it's just like
I'm like
a
sipping
chad, you know, like that's adding nothing to the outfit. Like, why?
You know why.
Okay,
You know
fine,
why.
Fine.
Like,
you do your chaddi thing. It's fine.
Okay, so these are our nominees.
Yeah.
I am vying for bare biceps, actually.
Yeah.
I forgot his little, because he's such a good philosopher.
Yeah.
I forgot that he was shirtless.
I know it's the MOMOS Award. Any women you want to just throw in for good measure?
Shirtless philosophers?
Yeah.
No, I have not seen a lot of shirtless women in my life.
Okay, I was just trying to bait to see if you were straight or not. It's fine. The next award is the Keyboard Warrior Award. Somebody who would argue, most likely to argue in like the DMs and the comments and stuff.
sections. And the nominees are... I don't want to give this person any clout whatsoever, but one Chingus who's always in everyone's comment section and his entire fucking Instagram handle only relies on replies to people is adult influencer. Like,
I just feel like is it adult influencer?
Adult fluencer, sorry.
I just feel like adult fluencer has a lot of feelings, and I think he's a really soft boy who's like masking very hard with like very intense aggression. What happened?
Yeah, who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
You know? I feel like someone left him for someone else, and then now he has a major inferiority complex, and he's just like, actually, women wrong. Like, you know, and then his logic is always flawed, and it's like, whatever. Maybe getting an award will help his case.
I want to throw Tanmay Bhatt in the mix. Why?
Why?
On the surface, this man might seem like he has transcended, but maybe Tanmay Bhatt is rich enough to have a click farm sitting in Bangladesh commenting warrior things on, yeah,
Ooh.
maybe he's doing it at scale and we don't even know. So yeah.
Maybe that he hacks your... Maybe he's the crypto guy messaging you that your account has been hacked.
You never know.
Yeah.
So yeah. The next award is called the Best Stand-in Boyfriend Award. Okay. This is the guy who just shows up for you. You don't need to like explain to him the situation. I'm not talking about a situationship, but sometimes you're just in public and you're accosted by people or you don't want to hang out.
Basically, Varun Sood's character and Call Me
Basically,
Baby.
basically.
Okay. I'm like trying to think who I'm hanging out with at most influencer events.
I mean, I think like the easiest one would be like Kullu.
Right. I am like more likely to go to an event if Kullu is
Yeah.
coming. Viraj Ghilani. I think Viraj Ghilani is like, every time I've met him at an event, his car has dropped me home. And if that's not world-class service, I don't know what is. A car. Even Kullu has always dropped me home.
Like drops you home, make sure that you're not bored at the event.
Yeah.
Best is like when they go and get you your drink. I want to
Never
sit here and
happened.
talk and network with people I don't care about while you get me my drink.
When has that happened? Inshallah one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, both good options, I think. And a third one...
I want to add Vedant. I nominate Vedant.
Vedant just...
In the 2 years that I've known Vedant, he has never let me down. There's not a day. And I know he doesn't drop me home, but apart from that,
He lets
everything
us
else.
sit here for hours on end.
Like, amazing.
Vedant has seen too much.
Yeah.
Like, and he has not slapped us.
More than my other boyfriends. For sure.
Okay, so the next award is the Gossip Buddy Award. I would like to nominate myself, but it's the MOMOs and it is a man.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I gossip with Ankush every time I meet him. Ankush Bahuguna. Like,
Must be long sessions. Huh?
40 hours.
40 hours.
No, but every time I meet Ankush in person, I gossip with him and I have a great time.
I would like to throw from personal experience Mr. Moses Call into the arena.
Never heard him speak.
Moses Call is like the most active listener I have ever met in my life. Like, he's just too good. And he's very introverted, so a lot of people don't get to know that there's a fun guy on the
Which
other
is why
side.
I'm so confused.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
Vedant knows. Bro, when you get that guy going,
I have never heard him speak. Like,
he does masti.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess the audience will never know.
But I know Moses, so it's okay.
We have to have one more. Gossip, I feel... You know...
Ooh, I have one.
Who?
I feel like Ranveer Singh.
Ranveer Singh. Okay.
You know, like I can tell in his relationship with Alia that
It's chugli
there's
bazi.
too much chugli.
I think Karan Johar also.
Karan Johar.
And apparently Ranbir Kapoor.
Ranbir Kapoor, like maybe on like not everyday gossip, but like once in a month when you meet, you talk till 5 a.m. and it's like just, you're like, what, that person did this. And it's like, how could he? And blah, blah.
You know, I also want to nominate Renal Abraham. Like every time like someone posts something and I'm feeling shady, he is the person I send it to. So I guess that's gossip.
Yeah, I would like to then also nominate, I feel like Santu.
Santu.
Yeah.
Shout out Santu.
Yeah, shout out.
We have like 6 now. I feel like we just gossip with
I also
everyone.
want to nominate Diet Sabya if Diet Sabya is a man and not Santu.
I feel like Diet Sabya hates gossip.
This one we couldn't resist. The Best Mansplainer Award. I don't think it needs
So
a-
mansplain.
I think Sakshi and I have a unanimous vote. Because this guy, he overlaps in 2 categories. Not only is he the best mansplainer, but he is debuting as a young talent in mansplaining in the same year. Most promising performance. The whole truth about him is
I thought it was Aryan, and I was like, he's not debuting this year.
No,
but
but
yeah,
like,
he's a
you
young,
know,
promising talent.
promising
in mansplaining. Aryan, we love you. He reads books that everyone has read. But for him, it's like he has to tell you that he has read this book.
We love you. But okay, to throw into the mix also, Adi, from having said that.
Adi, biggest mansplainer.
Adi thinks he's a gender neutral splainer, but
he is,
splainer of men.
I'm a little nervous to say anything around Adi because he'll tell me the best mic to say it in. Is the vibes I'm getting. He's like, why don't you guys just do this? Like, he's going to come on the pod at some point, and we're very excited to have him.
But nervous to show him our setup.
Yeah, he's going to be like, Vedant, just switch that up. And Vedant's going to be like, hey, my set really. Yeah. But that's going to be fun.
But both these guys...
yeah,
I guess. As I would say, both these guys have so much knowledge that they want to share that it's meant to be helpful.
It is. It's just like some men are not able to be like, oh, let this person make wrong decisions. They're like, but I have figured this out. I have tried and tested this. But sometimes a girl just wants to have fun.
To which I would also like to add that if you are a man watching this and you want to be in a relationship with a woman or just have a successful partnership in any kind of relationship, mom, daughter, whatever, we like solutions. But we like when you do the solution versus describe how to do the solution.
Don't give me gyan. Like, if you have a better way of doing it, you do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will do my way.
This is what has happened with me and my best friend. He told me कि stocks में invest karo, download this app, ये karo, money will double, triple. I was like, OTP मांग या चुप हो जा. Or now, every Monday, he asks me for my OTP. And I love him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like... if your way creates more work for me, I'm just simply not doing it. It could be like the cure for global warming. If it's not you do it.
Yeah. Like if you want to take me for a walk for my health, take me to Dubai Mall. That's where I want to go.
Dubai Mall. I thought you were going to be like, come to my house and take me.
Dubai Mall.
Fair. Yeah, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. The next award is the boy most likely to drop you home safely without any questions asked after an event.
You had a fun answer.
I would like to throw Samay Raina into the mix because I feel like every person who would accost me on the street and be harm to my safety is a Samay Raina fan. I'm just gonna roam around with free latent tickets. I was like, मेरे lena, ye ticket le lo.
They'll push you aside for the latent ticket.
Not me. Like somebody tried to drop me home and keep me safe, and then they started accosting him, and I was like, उसको छोड़ो, हाथ मत लगा. बहुत नाजुक है, टूट जाएगा.
You stand like that in front of somebody. He's getting mobbed.
I got you, Samay. As a fellow Kashmiri sister. I'm looking out for you.
Y'all get mobbed all the time.
Your suggestion.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm thinking of like a chauda boy. Like, I guess Varun Sood. Because I feel like no one's going to fuck with me if I'm walking with like a pahad. Another one, I would really not mind if this person dropped me home, is Ori. Because, first of all, he probably has a fancy guy.
Anand, I would not mind if he dropped me home.
Also, he'll call the paps.
That's true.
And that's free PR for me.
That's true.
I don't think Anant is dropping anyone home. I think you meet at Antala.
I would also like to walk home with Raghu and Rajiv. Any guy who comes on the street to touch me. Tu ladki ko marega. Just like, it would be so good.
I feel like, no, once I saw Tismar Khan, I don't want to walk home with Raghu Rajiv.
Okay, I'm going to make this complicated. Gen Z man to walk you home, under 25 only. And you feel safe.
I don't even know that many Gen Z men.
Dude, I watched Jigra. Okay. And the meaning of that film for me is very different. It is that it's a propaganda film that young men can no longer be trusted with anything. You're telling me
It's women empowerment.
Yeah, but at what cost? Her brother has gone and fucked himself.
Chota brother.
He's in a jail. She's climbing this,
Yeah.
that, and the other. She's buying guns once and all. This guy and his two friends cannot take that
one guy.
That one guy. He's
Yeah.
got both their necks in his hands and his knee on the third guy.
Crazy.
मतलब ये तो
Is he
रक्षा
single?
बंधन थोड़ा सा गलत
See,
खिलवाड़
I think
हो.
it's women empowerment.
Yeah,
Like,
at what cost? Like women
at the
empowerment.
cost of women being empowered.
One second, she was always empowered.
Yeah.
So what is more empowering?
But like, sometimes you just have a dumb relative that you have to get out of stuff.
That's not
Like,
empowerment.
No, I feel like the ability to fight on a roof to get your brother out of a sticky situation. I can just post an Instagram story saying, Indigo lost my brother's luggage.
Yeah. And that's not empowering you.
I feel empowered. But fair. I'm thinking of a Gen Z boy name, but I really just don't know that many boys.
I feel like maybe I'm gonna throw in like maybe Agastya, Nanda. Like he seemed like he seems like a school head boy. Like
Yeah.
very like
Archie.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, like he seems
Casting on point.
on point. Best casting award.
So yeah.
So
The next award is the Instagram Boyfriend Award. He doesn't complain when he has to take 100 photos of you. If he's posing with you, he smiles nicely. He's doing a little smize moment. And the nominees are...
Ori.
Yeah. And he'll face app it also.
Dude, that's the thing. He taught me how to be like a happy person. My first year in Bombay, because he comes and he takes photos with like 50 people. He makes you feel like it's a full thing.
He
You
edits
feel
the reel by the end of the night.
You feel so special. Like
Yeah.
he talks to you nicely. Then he takes a photo of you, and then without you asking, he will face tune you and make you look like Dubai glam.
Yeah.
And then he puts up a photo, and then he puts his hand on some part of your body, and you feel like you're part of something.
I just care about the face app. Like, how many people have the presence of mind to face app everyone in the frame without being asked?
Yeah.
I think that's very thoughtful.
If you don't want to be single, straight man in the new year, Facetune costs 4,000 rupees a year.
Facetune is not good. Face app is good.
ठीक है, जो भी.
2,500 rupees.
So in case you don't want to pay for like whatever the Bumble extra or the Tinder
Premium.
extra is, just go out to parties, take pictures with people, Facetune and make girls look nice. And if they see themselves in your stories through your eyes looking like fox eye filter, 3 to 6 months, situationship is on its way.
We have one nominee. Who's taking?
Moses takes amazing photos. I'm throwing him in the mix again.
But Moses does not pose with you like that. It has to
No,
be
he
both
doesn't pose.
versions.
Actually, when we're taking pictures together,
I've seen.
no, then he has to look good because I'm like, "ठीक है, let's just take for fun." He's like, "My hair is not looking."
No, yeah. But I need like a... whose boyfriend? Nitiba calls boyfriend.
Wait, are we talking about actual boyfriends?
No.
Or just people?
Yeah,
who
but...
what is Nitaba Kaul's boyfriend's deal? Who is
He never shows his face,
I love
but
it.
she uses him like a handbag, bro.
I love
She'll
it.
be like, "Tu idhar khada rahe, aise muh band karke," and he stands. He has a whole separate Instagram. He builds his body. No one knows what he looks like.
Even
Like,
on that page.
Yeah, on his own Instagram also, he's like Anushka Virat's kid. You just don't know what their face is. But, like, whatever, she like uses him like a teddy bear, bro.
Sorry, I was saying about Virat Kohli. I think he's such a daddy. Yeah.
West Delhi Papa.
But you must have. But
Yeah,
yeah.
But, no one knows what her boyfriend looks like.
Yeah.
And they're happy. Sometimes she'll be like recording like a reel and he'll just do this to her face and go. And his arm has veins. Good for them.
Must. Amazing.
Manifesting a faceless boyfriend for everyone this year. Imagine he looks like Rajpal Yadav.
The next award is for the quintessential sobo boy. And this is not limited to sobo, it's related to a vibe of just like being put together, old money, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
This is the max I can describe this award. And that award I personally would like to give to
Rohan Joshi. But he obviously is a sobo boy.
No,
too.
think again.
Oh,
Better.
Erica Packard.
Yeah, Aryaveer has done for sobo representation what many, many men have failed to do. Harshvardhan Kapoor, it could have been you, but Aryaveer.
Harshvardhan Kapoor in that one movie where he was like, "Where's the jewel? Where's the jewel?"
Yeah, real.
Real. Best acting job.
What do you think of like maybe I'm just gonna throw in Pratik Babbar, but he doesn't have sobo boy energy. He has Bandra boy energy.
I don't know what energy Pratik Babbar has.
Who else
anymore.
has sobo energy?
Jim Sarb does have sobo energy, but that's like
Jim Saab's like finally nominated for an award after a long time. You're welcome, Saweetie. We think about you. These aren't paid for.
just check if the check was cleared. No? Jim Sarb.
Jim Saab, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Good nominee, but I feel like we can do better. Like, Jim Sarb cares too much to be a sobo boy.
Dheeraj Reddy.
Dheeraj Reddy is, yeah, he just like wakes up and he's just,
Yeah, I think now like sobo boy ka personality mein fashion has become a very integral part. Like Krishan, Dheeraj, etc. मतलब एक avant-garde indie brand का jacket तो पहनना है.
Yeah.
हाँ, ये this is a mandate. And then you have to have some kind of like niche denim wear.
it has to be some like, you know, it's not Levi's. It's Levi's X Shantanu Hazarika or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm also, again, Adi is coming to mind.
Adi, yes,
Because he
Adi.
has Lodha in his surname.
Adi,
and
which
we don't
Lodha?
know whether it's the builders or it's a common surname.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lipstick?
No, I'm just thinking.
Do the untriggered boys come in sobo?
No, they come in Puneri. Nibbi energy.
No, like sobo, but like, you know, Charni Road. Not like Burly Sea Face. Like,
Clearly, we've come to 2025 with a certain energy. Yeah.
which is not good for
Yeah.
anyone.
Okay, and I think that's a wrap on. Do we
On
need
the
more
momos?
awards? On the momos?
The momos have been eaten.
Is anybody missing any momos?
Do we do the FOMOs?
Huh?
Female.
For next episode, if you like the Momo Awards, we
the
also
FOMO awards will be
just coming. We're trying to find a naked enough boy. We just add boobs. Our team is telling us.
This is literally my body type. I don't know what y'all are talking about. How rude.
Okay, that's a wrap on the momos.
Momos.
Moving on to the next segment where we go back to talking shit.
We asked you guys on Instagram, and if y'all don't follow us there, y'all are really missing out on some musty. But we asked you guys to share like some New Year's Eve stories, and you guys have shared them. So we are gonna read them. Simple.
Personally, I had a very uneventful New Year.
Us.
My friend, let's call her Priya, has been dating her boyfriend, let's call him Mahesh, for almost 2 years now. However, for the past 3 or so months, he has become very distant and unwilling to talk to her. My poor friend has been stringing him along for months, distressing over the idea of leaving him every other night and calling herself the problem. But finally, in December, she's committed to breaking up with him. I just want to say that, sometimes we hold on to people thinking that, oh, they are so fragile.
Yeah.
What will they say? What will they do? They are also one step out of the door. So you don't have to think that hard about his
And there's
feelings.
never a perfect time to break up.
Never.
My cousin got broken up with on his birthday. But anyway.
She planned the breakup for January 4th, far after Christmas, so she could receive the gift he bought her. Women in male-dominated fields. Enough time after New Year, so his spirit wasn't crushed so soon in 2025, and she could talk to him in person. He was traveling abroad to study during New Year's. Your friend is a sociopath. Little bit. In the middle of December, Priya celebrated her birthday, wherein she had planned out this huge party with all her friends and close family. Mahesh was nowhere to be seen at the event. However, and when we asked her where is he, she's like, he's working. Mind you, his job was part-time and this event had been planned out for over a month in advance. When she planned to meet him for Christmas, he got sick, causing her to spiral over being an inconsiderate girlfriend for wanting gifts instead of worrying about him. When she wished him for New Year's, she got no response. And finally on Jan 2nd, T-2 days from breakup, one of our other friends in 4-person group has shown Priya various drunk voicemails from the fourth friend. Let's call her Divya on New Year's. The voicemails were all about how Divya has been hanging out with Mahesh for a couple of weeks and she feels bad because he's cheating on Priya with her, but she didn't feel at fault because Priya was planning to break up with him in the first place. तुम कौन होती हो बहन?
Divya.
So now Priya is without a boyfriend, without best friend, and without trust in 2025. Put that on a t-shirt.
Without boyfriend, without best friend, without
And
trust.
I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year.
Thank you.
What do you think?
I think the pieces fell where they should have in the first place. This Divya, I don't know why she has ghossoed her into this situation. Priya and Mahesh were never going to
Work out.
Yeah.
But to Priya, I just want to say, I don't want to use therapy terms, but it's a bit self-absorbed and narcissistic to feel like, oh his world will crush without me, so I need to spend 5 weeks of a working calendar to figure out when is the perfect time to break up. If the guy is checked out and he's being so irresponsive, then he has checked out. He's checked in somewhere else. For sure.
Life's too short to waste 5 working weeks on a man you don't care about. Moving on.
You want to read?
Sure. First of all, Happy New Year, and I miss you very, very, very much. We missed you too. That's no. Need my Moss Friday back, but hoping you guys rested well. Thank you. Okay, so my New Year's Eve story goes like, I threw a small party at home with about 10 of my friends. My ex was continuously texting me since morning about my plans. So the gal that I invited him, hoping he wouldn't show up because he had other plans. The guts of this boy is that he showed up at my house at 1 a.m. and when my parents entered around 2, he went and touched their feet. Excuse me, sir. Who are you? And to top it all off, when I'm going outside to drop my friends when they were leaving, he's coming to help / assist me as if it's his house. Excuse me. Ew. Moreover, now he wants to meet for lunch, dinner or coffee that I've been avoiding cutely, but mujhse no nahi bola jata. What should I do? Love the pod, love the energy, all the way from one dilni ki bilni to another.
Listen, this guy is too good.
You know, he wants to be back with you. We all know that. He's touching our parents' feet. He's hosting.
Is that the read you got?
Yeah.
You know what read I got?
What?
There's a certain kind of boy, there's a certain kind of boy who is so at odds with himself to be perceived as a bad boy. He has to be the good boy.
Wicked Sunny.
He has to be the good boy. And so when it comes to people around you, he will perform. He'll touch the feet, he'll drop the friends, and everybody will be like, wow, he's so nice. And you'll be like, but I know what's happening. And he's not being nice to me. And then you gaslight because you're a girl and you belong to a community versus as an individual. And you're like, oh, but if he's nice to everybody else, let me just take the L. One day he'll be nice to me.
But who said he's not nice to her?
She's only saying.
She never said she was like, he was just acting like a pati.
Any advice to this girl?
I mean, you're just not that into him. Let him text you. There's archives, there's a block, there's everything. He can't untouch your parents' feet. Just don't let him touch them again.
Hey girls, I've been listening to the MOMOS podcast for a while. Huge fan. You both help a lot of people get through life. Keep doing you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was forced to file for divorce after 2 years of marriage and 12 years of us being together because the guy decided to fuck around with another woman, a colleague of his, while I was dealing with grief and some minor surgeries. He was a total asshole and I was blind to the fact that he was sleeping with her all year. How do you heal after divorce and move on? I'm already thriving in life, aka glowing, investment secured and a great career, but I do really want to hear your advice as well.
Ooh. She was forced to file for divorce. Like, he can't even file for divorce after cheating.
I, I honestly don't think that. I just think it's a waiting game now because you're doing all the responsible things. This is the kind of woman who will go into therapy and the therapist has to say absolutely nothing except hello and bye.
Yeah.
Because she will self therapize and figure her own thing out. So I think you're okay. Like, just give it time because heartbreak, you can't fast track the healing of heartbreak.
And don't date anyone so soon after, like,
Yeah.
such a big life incident, because right now you really don't know what you want. 14 years with someone is
12.
not a...
Huh.
12 plus
Okay.
2, na?
No.
Oh, sorry.
12 inclusive.
But whatever 12
12.
years, over a decade with someone is not like you're going to start remembering fights that happen in the first 6 months also, and then you're going to date any guy that's like not him.
Yeah.
And that's also not the love of your life.
Yeah.
Like, have chill rebounds is my like,
that's a good piece of advice because I think that when you go through such a long relationship, it's obviously like your memory is biased by all the things that have happened to you, etc., etc. But as you make it through life, you're going to revisit certain moments, certain time. You might be reading a book, you might be on holiday, you might have a conversation with somebody else, and suddenly you'll unlock. You're like, oh, is this what that moment meant? So maybe after 12 years, it's a nice thing to know what you like, minus another person. Who are you? What do you like? And what do you want from a person versus the relationship.
what you have to offer. Yeah.
So best of luck for 2025.
Can I please tell you, I hired a dog communicator to talk to Sushi.
Finally.
And basically, this dog communicator, first of all, I think nothing really Sushi has said, which we can't. My dad was like, this is such a scam. But I was like, Papa, you don't get it. But he got it. She was like, his favorite treat is a berries treat. He's never had a berries treat. The only thing she was just like, he said that you don't need to be dating anyone. The dog communicator said that Sushi doesn't care, because she was also like, he likes coming out with you, but he doesn't like when you tie him to the pole. Anyone that has met Sushi knows that he doesn't know the concept of being tied to an object. He stands here on my head. So I was like, whatever. But then she was like, he misses the guy, like, who you were with someone. He misses him, but he thinks he should have said what he felt. And otherwise, him not saying what he felt made him look bad. And I was like, means...
I don't think that you should go to any dog communicator because, ma'am, your entire life and breakup is on Reddit. If this girl wants to comment, just comment on the thread, bro. Like, why are you talking through a dog?
My ex and I went to a tarot card reader at AYCS last year, and she was like, y'all are getting married this year. We had already broken up by then, so we were just looking at her like that.
Never say never.
Okay, moving on.
I think personally, I'm just really nervous about this fresh start because my life was honestly super stagnant in 2024. And I've made up my mind that has to change now. But hell, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to get moving forward. Who is not in this boat at this point? Can I tell you everything that, like, just because of the podcast, I've been thinking, okay, I'm going to do a lot of things for the plot. Let me do this for the plot. Let me do that for the plot. Plot karte bhi meri life itni boring hai. The plot is boredom. It's so bad.
It's like, I do it for the vlogs, right? I'm like, chalo, I'll step out. But it's so boring, and it's like not doing anything for the character either. Like, the plot and the character is just bored.
Yeah, I think the secret to life is just stillness.
I think Falguni Pathak has it right.
I always see these people around me making massive changes. That's the biggest mistake. What massive changes in their lives? And I can simply see how bright their future is going to be. I can't say the same for myself. I've spent the major part of my life in so deep a comfort zone that I've done absolutely nothing for myself. I sort of somewhat gave up on my life dream a long time ago. I've been aimless ever since.
Did I send this? No, you know what? It's really not you. It's just like influencer culture plays a big role in this, I feel. All travel influencers have become digital nomads this year. Mm-hmm. And can I please tell you, they're not having more fun than you just because they moved to Bali and then to Philippines and then to Vietnam. Like, they're really not. It's not a vibe. Like,
Yeah, I just want to like just real talk for a second. I'm not like complaining about anything. I'm just saying that when you keep seeing somebody else's life in front of you in 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, you might think that you're smarter than that reel that you scroll through, but you are not. I have felt like absolute shit every day that I'm also a content creator and seeing that my life does not aesthetically look like my like other people, yeah, like my contemporaries. And then that makes me think, is my job secure because my life does not look like this? So I'm just really trying. It's an everyday battle for me to say that, okay, I cannot be caught up in this. I am smart enough that at 32, I know that everyone's life is way bigger than what it looks like on the internet. And if somebody has a beautiful house or a beautiful car or a great luxury bag haul that they are very grateful for, the reason why they've reached that after like 10 years, 15 years of hustling it out. This is my third year. I can't expect to fast track and reach there and get to their journey.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I'm also like, the nicer it looks on Instagram, the more irritated and bored and frustrated you are going to get while shooting it.
I agree.
Yeah.
All the times you've had fun, the pictures are hazy.
Yeah.
There's not one
People
good picture.
forget to take photos when you're having fun. Yeah.
That's so true. My God,
that's why I have
so
my
deep.
Thanks. Yeah, but I think I think being bored is so important. That's why I just don't do anything.
Okay. Moving into the new year, into the new episode that we're going to bring to you next week, we're making little changes.
I also have to say,
Yeah.
did you notice we are looking so hot? And why are we looking so hot, Naina?
Because we are dressed in our dhoka official. Yeah. So if you like what we're wearing, we're linking it down below. Have a look. And we're trying to up the ante on the podcast this year. We're trying to do a lot more community activities. So all the people emailing that their life has no aim, at least let's read a book together, watch something together. That'll be nice.
It will.
Yeah. And
I also have to say, I put a poll on Instagram stories yesterday saying which one of us will forget about brand integrations, and 80% people voted me, but I remembered Aroka.
To be fair, I immediately had the same thought, which is why I was segueing. But yeah, you're very good with the brand integrations. And Sakshi was on time today. And what other things did you say in the poll?
Nothing so far.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Chalo, we love you. Subscribe कर दे यार. 50,000 तो आए ही नहीं कभी.
On Spotify also.
Yeah.
I'm very upset, Like, we took a whole month-long break. Everyone's like, miss you. The numbers are not showing it. The ad revenue is not showing it. This year, if, like, we want to be rich, guys. We're done. Like, come
Help
on.
us be rich. Subscribe to this channel, rate us on Spotify, and follow us on YouTube, but not in real life.
Sure.
Right? Okay. Bye.